Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Howdy, folks. We are here to give you a market report from our Houston office here at Berkshire Hathaway. This is a great neighborhood. We're right off Memorial Drive, back in the old stomping grounds, as it were. And I wanted to get started with Travis Heights. Travis Heights is definitely our favorite neighborhood, and we have some comparables between the neighborhood we're in right now and in Travis Heights. So we have properties between $1 million and 250,000. Let's start with 225K. This is a 2-bed, 2-bath condo on East Side Drive, and it's great. It has everything you need, nothing you don't.
Beautiful location right next to the park.
Yeah, absolutely. It's next to the park. It's next to Con Madre, which is one of the best Mexican food trailers in town, in my opinion. And of course, close to SoCo and everything. If you head right down the street, you have a property that's 279. It's also a condo, and it's right across from the ballpark. So if you wanted to go out and play kickball or play some softball, you could,
Yeah.
and buy the new.
Tennis courts. They're redoing the tennis courts, the whole play area on that part of Stacy Park, and it's going to be fabulous. Come this summer, you're going to want to check it out for sure.
Absolutely. Thank you, City of Austin. They promised and they are delivering, which is great. I love playing tennis, and Diane is unfortunately better than me at it. And so I look forward to go out there and see what I can do in the future. But we move on to some other properties. There's one right down the street from us that was on the market for like a day. And it was on the market for $545. I know they received multiple offers. Hopefully they got a good deal. I'm confident they did, but seriously, like, it was on the market one day. Beautiful house. If they don't tear it down, then I will be very pleased, because this is a cute little house. It's a Craftsman style house built in the 50s, and it's on a nice sized lot. It also has an apartment in the back too, which makes it hugely valuable. And selling for $575, that is a steal. But alternately, there's a house or a lot down the street, and a house that sold for $675. We didn't get that offer because someone came in with cash and closed in 3 days. It was amazing, but they bought it in a huge lot for $675. It has a house on it, but they're going to tear it down. But anyways, we got some other ones. We got an office listing down here right off Riverside Drive, and that one's listed at $999, $1,000. It's truly impressive, really. And it's let's see, I think it's a 4-bedroom, and this one's right on the corner of Riverside and I-35. And this is who's listening to that? Is that Ken Reddings?
I believe so.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Fantastic property. Huge. It'd be perfect for a corporate rental, and just the modern features of it. It looks like a hotel. It could be a corporate asset, in my opinion. But anyways, one thing that we know about is CNBC has listed Austin the finest place to live in the United States.
Number one, Austin.
Yeah, number one. You know who's after that? Colorado Springs, followed by Denver, and then Des Moines, Iowa.
That was a surprising one for me, but I hear it's beautiful, artsy town. Now you're on my bucket list, Des Moines. We're coming to see you.
That's right. So then, speaking of artsy, hippie towns or whatever, we got Fayetteville after that, and that's the next one, number 5 on the list. So those are the lists, but Austin's number 1. And we're in Houston right now. In Houston, we grew up in Houston. And this is our old stomping grounds, and so I'm a big fan. There's a ton of merit to Houston, and especially the real estate, but tons of other stuff too.
Yes. So there is a great variety as far as prices and options for homes here, and we're focusing in the Villages area in West Houston because that's the area we know best, and we'd like to share some information about that with you. As far as cap rates go, so cap rates in Austin, they're a little bit low right now. There are a lot of people that want to be in Austin, but real estate is also very valuable. So as far as rentals go, getting your maximum profit, I guess, for an investment property, you're going to have a better bet in Houston right now. There's also tons of people and less inventory. The properties move a little bit quicker. You just get a little bit more bang for your buck out of rentals. But, real estate's always changing. It's always flexing. But a couple of points, a tiny bit of percentage ends up being thousands and thousands of dollars after a couple of years. So
right. So it's between Austin, which I think that is a relatively safe bet to give yourself a 2 to 2.1% cap rate. Realistically, there are special properties, special situations. In fact, we know a couple of them that bring in guaranteed income, especially. But in Houston, it's going to be around what you would hope for, or really hopefully expect, around 3.6. We all want something like a 6% cap rate, and There are markets out there that you can get that, but right now Houston and Austin aren't quite there yet. But the cost of real estate, I think, is really important to consider, and the equity and the value and holding on to that, parking your money, really.
Austin's a smaller town. There's a little bit less room to go, so that's about that. But as far as being the villages go, your average price for a house, it varies. In Travis Heights, that area that we focus a lot on, you know, it's I would say 300K to into the millions. With Houston, it's about the same, maybe a little bit less. But then there are some homes just in this area. Gosh, we saw one that was listed for $30 million.
Yeah, that's pretty nice, though.
30 million. It's crazy.
It's a cool
it's
place.
very nice, but there's a bigger range. There's one right here in Spring Valley where I grew up, and it's 3-bedroom, 3-bath, lovely home. It's just above 500K, and it's a great option. Ranch style home. Many of you know that's my favorite style of home. I love the simplicity, the single story, the close community with your family that you have in that.
Huge lots, too, yeah.
Large lots.
Yeah, this is 77055, and they have huge lots. And, you know, we're 77024 is where we're kind of focusing on 77024, 77055, and I think we're in 77079 at the moment. But these are kind of famous for huge lots. These aren't suburban neighborhoods. There are many people living here, but they are on large estate-style lots. And many of them have, of course, the towering pine trees. And if you get into Memorial, get into Piney Point, you're going to see something that I think is kind of a legacy in the neighborhood. I'm not exactly sure who is the guy who did this, but they installed lights like high up in the trees.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
And all of the trees, like everybody bought into it, and it looks fantastic. And these trees are like 400 feet tall or something. It's amazing. So yeah, the prices are very comparable to what you'd find in Travis Heights and some of the hotter neighborhoods in Austin. And for example, here's the forecast of Austin area homes. Like I said, I love Travis Heights, and that's our neighborhoods where we live. So, but in our area, the hot ones are Riverside. So I-35 and Riverside. And that is the place that we have seen for the past nearly 15 years turn into exactly what it's anticipated to be, which is a thriving, metropolitan, accessible, very nice, safe, cool area of Austin that has not really been exploited to its max. Yet we have the Oracle campus that's down there. Oracle saw it. They knew that it was a great place. They bought up a couple of apartment buildings that fell down and turned it into an enormous, beautiful campus that's like really wonderful.
It is. It's so nice. You're right by Lady Bird Lake. Yeah. It's really beautiful. Great hike and bike trails. And if you do want to get out into the more suburbia area, Austin is expanding. We're your people for new builds. If you want a new build in the suburbs,
Definitely.
we are your people for that. There's lots of great options, and they're fun to show. I'd love to give a peek at that.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's amazing. We're talking about these prices right now on these resales here in Houston and Austin, but if you get out into the communities, and we're talking about, let's say, $500,000 as a median for some of these resales in the interior of Austin, but when you get out into the new builds, $500,000 is an incredible amount of house. I mean, way more than you can think. They're so seductive. You walk into it and you're like, wait, this is $200,000 and I can add upgrades to it, and it's enormous. And there's a community pool and a gym.
Yes.
You know, and like I get an incentive back, you know, for HOA dues or something like that. It's pretty cool. So yeah, Diane, you're absolutely right. I do believe that the new builds are something that we should all focus on, and I know we're going to. I love the resales. I love the neighborhood we're in Travis Heights. I'll never give up on that. But
there are other options
honestly, yeah, there's some way better deals in that new build situation. It just depends on what you want, you know, family situation, proximity to work, everything. But we're always willing to work with you on any of that. So yeah, our market report, you know, Houston's great, Austin's great. We live in Austin, families in Houston. That's why we're here. So we are Texas Realtors, and I appreciate, you know, any feedback you have, or if you have any questions, just let us know. But we're around.
Absolutely, and your success is our business.
Yep, that's very good. Berkshire Hathaway, love it. Great place to work. Y'all have a great day.